Hello, today we're going to be talking about redox reactions in organic chemistry. First, we're going to be talking about a little bit about what they are. Now, redox reactions are when there is a transferring of high energy electrons to more low energy electrons. And an example of real life is when you're breaking down food in your body. The reaction of cellular respiration is a redox reaction. So there are a lot of things that have to be identified when you're identifying oxidative numbers. And I'm not going to go in depth a little bit with all of these, but this is just a list. And so free elements are zero. Their oxidative number is zero. So if it's just a hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, just an iron, just a single element. For an ion, the oxidative number is its charge. Oxygen, like such as O2, is normally a +2 if it's with nonmetals and a -2 if it's with metals. And that's how hydrogen is as well. And then in a neutral compound, the sum of all the oxidative numbers should add up to 0. But if there's a charge on it, it should add up to what the ion charge is. So we're just going to get into an example. So here we have iron plus lead gives you an iron or an ion of iron plus lead. Now, the hardest thing about oxidation or redox reactions are just trying to figure out what was being oxidized and what is being reduced. So this mnemonic oil rig is here to help guide and remember. And this is like one thing that you should remember. You know, in like trigonometry, you had to know SOHCAHTOA. In chemistry, you should know oil rig. And what it stands for is oxidation is loss of electrons and reduction is gain of electrons. So going through the oxidative numbers quickly, iron is just a single element, so it's 0. Lead has a ion charge, so that's +2. Now iron has a ion charge, so it's that +3. And now lead is just a single element, so it's 0. So you can see that oxidation or iron is the one losing the electrons as it gets a positive charge. Now that can be kind of confusing, and this is why oil rig is important. Oxidation is loss. So when you're losing electrons, you're losing that negative charge. So the element, or in this case, iron, is going to be gaining more of a positive charge because of the loss of electrons. It is less negative now. And reduction is gain of electrons. So it was gaining these electrons. So now it is more negative. So you're decreasing in oxidation numbers. Now you can say that lead was reduced and iron was oxidized. And again, we'll do a second example. So you have a +3 charge on the iron, and that's because it's an ion. And then, of course, oxygen is -2, and it's negative because it's with metal. You have aluminum by itself, iron by itself. Now aluminum has a +3 charge for the ion, and oxygen still stays -2. So iron is decreasing in a number. So, it is subtracting basically. So it is the one gaining electrons because it's gaining that negative charge. Aluminum is now losing electrons as, I'm sorry, this line's a little confusing. It should be to this +3, but it is gaining, or it's losing electrons, so it is gaining a more positive charge. Now again, back to our mnemonic, oxidation is loss, oil, reduction is gain. So you can say here that iron was reduced and aluminum was oxidized. I hope this video helped you be able to decipher between which elements or which compounds in a reaction are the ones being oxidized or reduced. Have a good day.